What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. I am always Fat Mike. Glad to be back. Happy to be back. Before we get into tonight, we got a lot to talk about tonight. But before we do get into tonight, I want to give a special thanks to every single one of our sponsors here at 1252. Because without these guys, we don't have these shows, guys. It's plain and simple, just like that. Special thank yous go out to Nick and Ivy Brewing, John Darren and his team over at Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group out in Homer Glen, the Megaplex Sports Bar and Game On Bar and Grill out in Homer Glen, August Doozer and his campaign running for the 37th District, Susie Sheehan at State Farm Agency, Mark Berardi and his associates out there. If you guys are in a tough bind, he's the guy to go to. He's the guy that knows everything, real estate, everything. He's the man. White Oak Farm Venue, the Cupcakery Bakery, and the Shack, which are all located in the Homer Glen, Lockport area. So, guys, if you guys are looking for something, go down there. Every single one of those guys, you looking for a beer and a cupcake, go to Lockport. You guys are looking for a divorce and to play some hoops, go see Mark Berardi and go to the Megaplex. Because all these guys, without these guys, like I said, guys, without these guys, the shows here don't happen. So, on that note, we're going to get ready, get the show on the road, and lots to talk about. So, stay tuned. You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. Fat Mike, Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. Fat Mike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers from the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arline, and you are listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Fred Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovich from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you are listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. If you listen anywhere else, no jock. Listen to Fat Mike. The Fat.
All right, and welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another amazing night of the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. I can't wait to get everything started, get everything kicked off here. Looks like I got a little bit of lag already starting off my night, so that's good. That's great. But a lot of stuff to get into tonight, guys. We're going to be talking a ton of baseball, college basketball, what's going on with the Bulls. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be, hopefully anyways, it's going to be a fun night. All this stuff is going down here with the baseball. It's driving me absolutely insane. I don't know what to do anymore, guys, but all I know is I'm upset. I miss baseball. Baseball needs to come back. This is absolutely ridiculous with baseball. But not only are we going to be talking about baseball, we're going to be talking the Bulls, like I said, the March Madness, and some in the NFL, and how stupid can you be? So I don't even know where to begin with this. Okay, let's start it off since I know a lot of you guys are my Bears guys. Let's start it off with the baseball aspect. I got to move my phone away from my microphone because I keep on getting a lot of feedback. All right, NFL guys, let's touch on the NFL here. A lot of big moves have been made over the last couple of days. Obviously, the two biggest ones, Aaron Rodgers staying put in Green Bay, and also Russell Wilson getting traded to the Denver Broncos. Okay, here we go. not wanting to say that I told you guys so, but I kind of told you so that Aaron Rodgers was not going to leave Green Bay. I knew that he was going to be there for a long time to come, and now he's there. He signs a 4-year extension, $200 million, so roughly $50 million a year on this extension, which is crazy. Which the contract details fill up more cap room, give the Green Bay Packers more cap room, to where they were able to franchise tag Davante Adams. This hurts, guys. This is one of those ones that hurts, but it was inevitable. You know that he's not going to leave. And from the get-go, I have been saying that Aaron Rodgers lives and breathes to beat the Chicago Bears. That's what he does. That's all he does. Why would he leave Green Bay? Why would he go to Denver? Why would he go anywhere else besides back to Green Bay when it's the easiest division in football? Plain and simple. We all know this. We all knew this. He has a ride straight to the playoffs being in the NFC North here. The Bears aren't any good right now. The Detroit Lions are almost a laughingstock, though they will be better next year. And the Minnesota Vikings always seem to crap the bed. Let's get real here, guys. He really does. He's playing in the easiest division in football, where the road is paved with gold for him to get to the playoffs. The Davante Adams stuff, of course, Davante Adams was going to go wherever Aaron Rodgers went. Now, granted, it's a franchise tag, and he didn't really have the option to go anywhere else besides Green Bay. It's still one of those nightmare scenarios for the Chicago Bears. And I put out a little Google poll or a little Facebook or Twitter poll or whatever the hell it was yesterday when all this news broke. And it's funny. I didn't mean it to be mean or to be a jerk or to sound insincere, per se, okay? But the poll was, how many quarterbacks do the Chicago Bears go through by the time Aaron Rodgers' tenure is done after this next extension? He has 6 years, guys. Is Justin Fields the real guy? Is he the guy that the Chicago Bears have been looking for forever? Still tough for me. I didn't give Justin Fields a grade last year. It was a tough year for him last year. 24 turnovers, 12 interceptions, 12 fumbles. Holds the ball a little long. But that being said, the offensive side of the ball and Matt Nagy did not help him or game plan for him to be successful in Chicago Bears organization. Plain and simple. Everybody knows that. I personally know that because me and 8 of my other buddies went out to Cleveland and I watched the single-handed worst performance I've ever seen Chicago Bears put on a field. I was at that game. All right, now, scrub all that. Scrub the Aaron Rodgers stuff. We know he's here for a minute to come to beat up on the Bears for a while. We understand that. I get that. I understand that as well. All right, let's boil down this Russell Wilson trade because this trade was huge, guys. Absolutely huge. The Denver Broncos not only sending 2 first rounds, 2 second rounds, and a 5th round, also send Drew Lock, Noah Fant, and I forget the defensive end's name. Guys, you guys can help me out in the chat. Tweet it on or shoot it on over to me here. And I got a couple of you guys in here with me. Shoot it on over. But this is a huge trade. Huge trade. Now, that being said, Russell Wilson, we knew, wanted to get out of Seattle. Seattle's turning over things. And, now I guess Lockett's on the block, which would be awesome. I would love to see Tyler Lockett in a Bear uniform. Nice little possession receiver. Averages anywhere between 6 and 10 catches a game. Anywhere between 60 and 70 yards a game and a couple tutties along the way. I like Drew Lock. I like Tyler Lockett a lot. I like him a lot. But how do you think Jamal Adams feels? He wanted to go to a contender when he left the Jets, and they gave up the house to get him. And now he's the only guy that's pretty much left there. Not only did the Seattle Seahawks trade Russell Wilson, they also released Bobby Wagner, who's a potential Hall of Fame linebacker, guys. I mean, come on, the guy's like a 9-time Pro Bowler. The guy's an absolute monster up there. They release him too. So you can tell that Seattle's going for the complete overhaul, the complete overbuild, the complete rebuild. Puts it in a sticky situation. Now let's look at it on the other end of things. Let's see what Denver gets now. Denver gets Russell Wilson. Guys, Denver's a good team. And they're a sneaky good team. They have Jerry Jeudy. They have KJ Hamler. They have Patrick Williams. A couple wide receivers out there. Now they need a tight end because Noah Fant's not there anymore. All right, but they still got some good. They still got some viable players out there. Some really good players, which is crazy in actuality. Like, it's nuts. Like, they got a good team, and now all reports are saying that. Excuse me. Now all reports are saying that Von Miller may be coming back, and if that's the case, that even straightens up that defense a little bit more, which would be huge for the Denver Broncos. Guys, if you guys are in the chat room, please, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, wherever you guys are at, please let me know if I'm lagging and being gross. Because if not, then I'm going to have to shut this puppy down. I've been having issues the last couple hours with my internet. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. But shoot me a comment in the section here. But like that's what's going on. Like that's a big trade that could really build already what is a very luxurious AFC. With Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr. Now you got, I mean, the list goes on and on and on for AFC quarterbacks. It just keeps going. It's absolutely crazy what the AFC has. Like it's nuts. Trade Fields, yeah. Our guy UCAN Ben Israel, who I'm pretty sure is Trey Palomalu in disguise. Hashtag Trade Fields. No, get out of here, dude. Get out of here. But that's what's going on right now in the NFL. And not only that, there's a couple other big moves yesterday. And today even. The Washington, what are they? Commodores? Commanders. Washington Commanders, which I think that's a mistake too. All right. But the Washington Commanders trade for Carson Wentz today. Ugh. I would not want Carson Wentz. I don't like Carson Wentz. I like Taylor Heineke a lot more than I like Carson Wentz. I think that's a big mistake. Not only that, but yesterday, Mike Williams getting a monster deal out of San Diego or out of Los Angeles Chargers now. God, guys, I don't think I'm ever going to figure this out. But he gets a monster 3 years, $60 million. That's a huge, huge deal for a wide receiver and sets it for the offseason for all these impending free agents coming up here. These guys that aren't getting franchise tag, guys like Amari Cooper that's not getting picked up on his option, guys like Allen Robinson. Those are huge numbers for a receiver, mind you. That's, I mean, pretty much always hurt. Last year was his best year. Mike Williams had a career year last year. Now, granted, he was phenomenal. I had him in my fantasy team. He was great. I loved every bit of having him. All right, but that's a monster year for a guy who's always a little banged up. Amari Cooper, I get why Dallas let him go, saving themselves $16 million on the cap. I totally get that. Allen Robinson, if there's any replacement that's a perfect replacement for Allen Robinson, it would be Amari Cooper. And I would still take Allen Robinson over Amari Cooper. That's being legit because I think Allen Robinson has better hands. I think Amari Cooper kind of alligator arms a lot of things. But, I mean, still, both fantastic in their own right. Our guy, you can Ben Israel, Washington Compadres. Yeah, whatever it is. I don't know what the hell it is. All right. But, yeah, I mean, that's where the football news is leading us today. That's where everything's going. Now, this is a question for everybody. Now, I don't like bringing the name that shall not be said on my show, but because it was the best day ever is for me as a Bear fan when the Bears got rid of Mitchell Trubisky. But now where does he go? What happens with him? I hear now the Steelers are head forward and the Colts are head forward going for Jimmy Garoppolo. So does the loser of Jimmy Garoppolo take on Mitchell Trubisky? Last report that I heard was Mitchell Trubisky was looking at a job up at the New York Giants with competing for Danny Dimes. Oof. Man, Giants have a lot of work to do too. A lot of teams have a lot of work to do, guys. A lot of work to do. And let me tell you, this year's draft class out of for quarterbacks, there's one guy I like. It's that Malik kid out of Liberty. He's the only quarterback that I like coming out of this draft. Malik something, I forget his last name, but yeah, he's pretty good. He could ball. But there we go on that. I mean, I don't know. What a joke that is, guys. What a joke the football is right now. It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. All the things that have been going on in the football the last 24 hours. And now we're probably going to see a lot of these other guys start getting picked up. Guys like Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo and I think that Trubisky will find a team by the end of the week. I truly do. I think they find a team by the end of the week. And now everything will be set looking forward as your quarterbacks are set in stone, ready for next season. Jameis Winston is still out there. There's a lot of quarterbacks still out there. Andy Dalton. I mean, I know nobody really likes Andy Dalton, which is a shame, but he's still out there. Ryan Fitzpatrick is out there, which last year I really wanted to see Ryan Fitzpatrick in a Bear uniform over Andy Dalton. I don't know, guys. Guys, I'm going to take a quick minute, and when we come back, we're going to be talking some other stuff. We talked our football out of the way. We're going to talk some Chicago Bulls and how they're just kind of hanging on. They're on the struggle bus right now, dropping 5 in a row. They play the Detroit Pistons tonight. But, guys, we will be right back after a few words from a couple of our sponsors. Make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show as well as the 1252 brand because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend. Or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Megaplex Sports Complex is a 78,000 square foot center filled with hardwood and turf. They have baseball rentals with batting cages, softball, soccer, lacrosse, gymnastics, cheerleading, cornhole, basketball, volleyball, and pickleball. It also features a bar and grill with the best pizza and beef sandwiches around. They cater to events such as birthdays, graduations, corporate parties, as well as memorabilia shows. Check them out at Megaplex Sports Complex, 15301 South Bell Road in Homer Glen, 708-966-4210.
I'm on mute. And thank you so much to our sponsors there over at Nick and Ivy Brewing Company, the Jonathan Darren team out over at the Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group out in Homer Glen, and also to the Megaplex Sports and Game On Bar and Grill out there out in Homer Glen as well. Guys, speaking of the Megaplex Sports and Game On Bar and Grill, next week, which is hot news, guys, very, very hot news. Next week on March 17th and March 18th, we will be there for the tip-off of the tournament for the NCAA March Madness tournament. I will be there on that Thursday with David Schuster from 10:30 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, and I will be there the same exact time frame on that Friday morning, 10:30 to probably 11 o'clock at night, getting you guys all set up, watching NCAA tournament games all day. Great beer, phenomenal food, great setup. We got a 50-50 raffle going and stuff like that. It's a great time. Make sure you guys come on out. If you guys need more info, keep a lookout on the Facebook. We got flyers going around everywhere. DM me, message me, message 1252. We'll give you all the info and all the other good stuff. But yeah, it's 15301 South Bell Road out in Homer Glen. It's where it's at. So, guys, really quick, we're going to be talking about the Bulls here. And I just looked at the Bulls score. They were down the last time I checked by 3. But we do have good news for our Chicago Bulls here, who've been riding the struggle bus lately. They've played a couple of really good teams, the Hawks. They've played Milwaukee. They played the Heat, the Sixers. Not a good go the last couple of games for our Chicago Bulls, but we finally did get some good news. Today, breaking from my girl over at the Chicago Tribune, Julia Poe, she brought up saying injured Chicago Bulls players Alex Caruso and Patrick Williams have now been cleared and can resume contact drills on Friday, which is huge, guys. Absolutely huge for potential returns at the end of March here, which it seems like a long time away, guys. We're already 10 days in. Here. We got to get these guys back because Patrick Williams and Alex Caruso are two really big defenders that we need. The Chicago Bulls need these defenders, guys. That's just what it is. Let's see here. And Billy Donovan said the decision will depend on their performance in the upcoming workouts, but that's great news because it gives us some guys that can play defense, guys. We cannot play defense. I was watching the game last week, and I've been watching them since. And I tell you what, as much as I was excited for Vucevic, as much as I like Vucevic, I like him. Okay, I do. He's offensive. I get it. I understand that he's an offensive big man. I get it. Okay, I understand it. But he is the softest 7-foot pile of body that I've ever seen in my life. And that's a true statement. He does not rebound unless the ball comes right off the backboard to him or off the rim to him. You are 7 foot tall, at least a minimum of 250 pounds, bud. Use your body weight. What are you doing? You're getting out rebounded by guys that are fucking 6'2", 6'3". Sorry for the F-bomb. I'm trying to clear that up a little bit. But you're getting out rebounded by guys 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches shorter than you are. How does it even happen? Your wingspan is like a 747. Just go up and grab the ball. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? It's driving me nuts. It's killing me. It really is. It's killing me. But yeah, I mean, this team, they need Caruso and they need Patrick Williams back. Patrick Williams, I can't wait to see him in a Bulls uniform again this year. I can't wait. It's awesome. It really is. I really miss Patrick Williams. And I really miss Caruso as well. I was told a stat the other day, and guys, you guys can look this up. Tell me if I'm wrong. With Alex Caruso on the floor this year, the Bulls are a top 7 team in defense on the year. Without him on the floor this year, they're a bottom 7 team in defense, and he's playing only 24 minutes a game. So what are we doing here? I mean, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. That's how much Alex Caruso means to this team. That's how good of a defender he is. Now, I get it. You're not going to – nobody is going to stop Joel Embiid. Nobody is going to stop Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nobody's going to stop Kevin Durant. Nobody's going to stop those guys. Those guys are going to get their 40. But you're the 35 and 10, whatever they get. Okay, especially between Embiid and Giannis. Those guys are just absolutely insane athletic animals that shouldn't be there. Okay, that they're absolutely insane. Okay, but it's nuts, guys. It's nuts how good those guys are in Alex Caruso and Patrick Williams. They can take off. They can guard that second main scorer of your team. Maybe Patrick Williams can lock down Harden. Maybe Alex Caruso can lock down Drew Holiday. You know, it's one of those type of deals. You got to be able to advance yourself, at least get some boards and play better defense because this team is just in a rough situation right now. They really, really are. Let's check the score of the Bulls game really quick while we're sitting here talking. What is the score of the Bulls game? It's going to frustrate me, I'm sure. It's tied 60-60 in the start of the third quarter, a little halfway into the third quarter. So if they don't beat the Pistons, guys, we're in deep shit. That's plain and simple. But yeah, so there you go. The NCAA tournament, like I said just a little bit ago, we're going to be on over at Game On Bar and Grill in Homer Glen. Myself and David Schuster, and then Fred Hubner and myself as well. We're going to be down there St. Patty's Day and next Friday between 10:30 and 11 o'clock at night. We're going to 10:30 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. We're going to be hanging out. We got 50-50 raffles going on. We got the whole 9 going on up there. It's going to be a great time. They got great food, ice cold beer, and the basketball games are on. And this year I've been getting really big into college basketball. And this week we got the tournaments, the individual divisional tournaments going on, whether it be the WCC, the ACC, the Big 12, the Big 10 tourney. All those tournaments are going on now to see who can squeak on in, which is a lot of fun, because that's what makes March crazy. Now, the last couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of big upsets. We've seen a lot of things happen over the last couple of weeks. We've seen St. Mary's, 2 weeks ago, I mean, single-handedly knock off Gonzaga by, 10, 12 points? I mean, stomp them. And then last night, we see Gonzaga just mop the floor with them. So anything can happen here. Any team can get hot at the right time. Saw Boston College yesterday, which was one of the most boring games I've ever watched in my life. Boston College against Pitt, that was one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. But it was the very first time that Boston College has won a tournament game by 20 points since 1993 or some shit like that. So that's funny. Our guys over at the 3 Shots podcast, God, that voice can make a lion purr. You're damn right it can. But it's getting to the nitty gritty now, guys. It's all getting finalized. Everything is going to be playing. We got Syracuse winning today. Absolutely destroying Florida State. Florida State couldn't. If you guys ever seen the movie Along Came Polly? Philip Seymour Hoffman is terrible at basketball, and it's hysterical watching him shoot the ball in that movie. If you guys haven't seen it, please watch, because it's one of the funniest things that you'll ever watch. But he's like, make it rain, and he shoots it over the backboard and hits a car and stuff like that. That was exactly Florida State today. They were absolutely terrible. And Syracuse and all the Boheims that they have up there, there's 9 of them. I'm pretty sure all of Jim Boheim's kids play there. All 19 of them, his grandkids, whatever they are, it's all on the starting floor for Syracuse. And they just mopped up Florida State today. So they advanced to go play Duke, I believe, tomorrow, which Duke should just more than handle them. Our guys over at 3 Shots podcast, Zags year, buddy. I hope not. I can't stand Gonzaga. For a team that's always there, they've never won shit. They always remind me. They're like one of those teams. Let's see. Let's go through top 5 Fat Mike's most hated teams. I can't stand the Green Bay Packers. They're probably number 1. Number 2, I really hate the St. Louis Cardinals. Number 3, I can't stand the Detroit Red Wings. Number 4, I can't stand the New York Yankees. I hate the New York Yankees. Number 5, the Gonzaga Zags are definitely up there. I can't stand Gonzaga. They are one of my least favorite teams ever. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's the other one. Yeah. All right. I may have to take the Yankees out and put Notre Dame in there. I can stomach the Yankees, but I fucking hate Notre Dame. And any New York sports team sucks too. So, yeah, we got that going for us too. So I got a lot of hated teams. But, the NCAA tournament, guys, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Make sure you guys come down and visit us, drink beers with us, eat some food with us. We're going to be down there the entire day. Come hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, at least, wow. At least this team has been in the dance for a minute, you hater. That's funny. Shut up. I hate them. They suck. So now we got the baseball news. And this is, guys, we're going to be doing a quick show tonight. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, but I wish I could have a guest. My guest backed out on me last minute, but that's okay. That's all right. It's not a big deal. So we got some words today from MLB, which is ridiculous, to be honest with you. And this is the statement released by the MLB and Rob Manfred. The owner's decision to cancel additional games is completely unnecessary after making set of comprehensive proposals to the league earlier this afternoon and being told substantive responses were forthcoming. Players have yet to hear back. Players want to play, and we cannot wait to get back on the field for the best fans in the world. Our top priority remains the finalization of a fair contract for all the players, and we will continue negotiations towards that end. That was the MLBPA. All right, here we go. Here's the long-winded effort by Rob Manfred, who's the worst fucking commissioner in all of sports. I can't stand this guy. And this is what he has to say. In a last-ditch effort to preserve a 162-game season, this week we have made good faith proposals that address the specific concerns voiced by the MLBPA and would have allowed the players to return to the field immediately. The clubs went to extraordinary lengths to meet the substantial demands of the MLBPA. On the key economic issues that have posed stumbling blocks, the clubs proposed ways to bridge gaps to preserve a full schedule. Regrettably, after our second late-night bargaining session in a week, they remain without a deal. Because of the logistical realities of the calendar, another 2 series are being removed from the schedule, meaning that opening day is postponed until at least April 14th. We worked hard to reach an agreement and offered a fair deal with significant improvements for the players and our fans. I am saddened by the situation's continued impact on our game and all those who are a part of it, especially our loyal fans. We have the utmost respect for our players and hope that they will ultimately choose to accept the fair agreement they have been offered. Guys, it's just a bunch of hogwash. Exactly what it is. So now you're sitting there telling me that you can't fucking you can't go ahead and come to terms and make the season happen. So now you're canceling another 2 series. So now, guys, that's at minimum, the first 2 are at minimum 6 games, 6 days, because you're going to have a break. You're not going to play 5 right off the bat. All right, so that's at least 6 days. Now an additional 2 series have been laid off. So now you're talking about another 6 days. So far, we are 12 days into this at minimum, for every team across the board that we aren't seeing baseball. We are at least 2 weeks in. 2 weeks in on this, and they can't fucking figure this out. This is driving me nuts. This is pissing me off. Rob Manfred needs to be beaten like a redheaded stepchild. It is absolutely ridiculous. All this baseball news has been nothing but a bunch of crap since the get-go, and it's ridiculous. There's no other word. I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, and it's not because I've had too much to drink, because I haven't. All right? There is no other word that I can say that completes it wholeheartedly and effectively in my mind, that narrows it down to a specific point other than ridiculous. I get the player side, I get the owner side, but this league as a whole, as in general, all right, is a dying sport. It's a dying sport. It truly is. I've seen it for years to come. I used to coach baseball right back here. Where am I at here? Right here. That's right there. That's one of the baseball teams I used to coach way back in the day. We were the Milwaukee Brewers. It was one of the coolest times in my life. My buddy Tim and I. We took a team full of a bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds. It was after I got done coaching my youngest brother. He moved on to a travel team, and I just didn't want to stop coaching. I had a lot of fun doing it. And I took that rec league team. It was before all this travel ball stuff got really built into the mix. But my buddy Tim and I, we took that team to 22-0. We didn't lose a game. We were a powerhouse. We drafted the perfect kids that played they were unbelievable. I mean, I could name them all. I could almost name all of them, I think. I mean, I'm not going to, but I think I remember all their names. That was one of the most fun that we had. But after that season, I saw it all unfold, where every parent thinks that their mom and dad think that their kid's the next coming of Derek Jeter. And if they don't play in-house rec ball, then they have to be a starting shortstop on the next travel team. And if your kid doesn't make the travel team, then you start your own travel team. It's ridiculous. All right, that was a joke in all of itself. But it was a lot of fun doing that. And you've seen it back then, where that's where these teams, these kids coming up now. Now I know that you got a lot of older guys like Max Scherzer and guys like that are a part of the MLBPA that want these guys to get paid and want their no more service time manipulation and all their stuff. And for a majority, I'm on the player side. The owners have to give and take, and the whole reason that the situation that they're in now is because the MLBPA agreed on a term years ago for this servicing agreement, this time manipulation agreement, to the MLB, and the MLB no longer, they have it now, they don't want to give it up. Of course they're not going to want to give it up. Like that's not cool. And now like you got our guys over at 3 Shots, Joe and Aaron. What do you think about the change of shift rule? I mean, come on. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Guys, and you guys know I'm a big proponent of these guys. If you can't hit, get the fuck out of baseball. I've said it a million times. I don't think, plain and simple, I don't think that Joey Gallo should be a fucking player at all in Major League Baseball. Because that's where it's all going. That's what the MLB is starting to become. Where if you can hit 225 and just hit a fastball, then you get a contract. And that's why these teams are in cap hell or so on and so forth. Excuse me. Joey Gallo, a guy who bats a guy that can't even bat his body weight, leads the league in strikeouts, but also leads the league in on-base percentage because he walks a ton. All right, but literally barely hits 200 this year. Can now possibly be a 300 hitter because you're taking away the shift. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Guys, if you can't hit a fucking if these guys can't hit a baseball, then they shouldn't be in the big leagues. And there was an argument that was brought to my point the other day where it was like, well, you know, they only started doing the shift like 8 to 10 years ago. No, that's not true. Maybe as often, okay, maybe as often. But guys, Ted Williams was shifted on. Babe Ruth was shifted on. Natural pull hitters are shifted on. Were shifted on way back in the day. Yastrzemski, DiMaggio, Mantle, all those guys. All right. There was a shift in play. Reggie Jackson. All your big bombers, they all had shifts on them. They all had shifts on. And Ted Williams hit 400. The last player to do it. Ted Williams hit for a triple crown with a shift on him. Get out of here. Guys like Joey Gallo. Okay, enough about the shift. But now they want bigger bases. I saw a meme today that was hysterical. It was Ricky Henderson holding up a base that was half the size of him. The base was seriously bigger than my screen that you see here. It was huge. Can you imagine if the bases were bigger when Ricky Henderson was running bags? He'd have double. He'd have double as many. Baseball is in a world of hurt right now, guys, and they got to figure this out fast because now they're digging into the season a little bit more and more. Now, I still think I'm still a proponent. I know a lot of you guys are saying they'll be out by May 1st. I don't think so. I think June 1st is the ultimate goal date. The players don't want to play in the cold. They're going to have a shortened season, and it's going to be a train wreck and one of those seasons with an asterisk next to it yet again. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. So we'll see. We'll see, guys. I mean, tell me how you guys feel about. How do you guys feel about the shift rule? You know, I mean, I think it's a part of the game. It's become a part of the game. If you can't hit out of the shift, what is stopping guys like? I mean, we've seen Anthony. I mean, I'm a diehard Cub fan. You see those there. All right, I'm a diehard Cub fan. How many times I've seen when they put a shift on Rizzo, him bump one down to third base. What's stopping guys like that? Why? It's a guaranteed play. You've seen the stop. You've seen stopping of the sacrifice bunt because I get it. You're taking the bat out of your guy's hands, but now with the no DH all across the board, it should be fine. All right. They keep on watering our guy John Gonzalez over at the Sports Authorities. He says they keep watering down the game, leave the game alone. Yes, exactly. Quit watering down the game. The game was fine. The reason why the game started getting bad was because they were trying to repair after and trying to fix after the steroid era. And they had good guys to do it, but those guys were already late in their career. Every year, every decade has a generation of players, guys. You got to get those faces out there. By the time the steroid era was getting done, you had guys coming off the books that made the game promising, that made the game exciting. Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, guys that hit just Mark McGwire, guys just hit a ton of home runs. Griffey was getting older. But now I'm not saying all those guys were steroid users. Some of them were. All right, but that game got a little dull. And then now the next crop of guys come in, and Alex Rodriguez and Albert Pujols, and And then if it was kind of dry for a couple of years, there was only a couple of guys there, and then boom, you're the next output of major league stars, Miguel Cabrera. All these players that were just phenomenal. It takes time to find those guys. It takes those guys to get tools. And now you're telling me that a guy that hits 240 is a major league ball player that's going to sit out there and make $18 million a year? Get out of here. That's crap. That's not baseball. I mean, it's not boom. I hate the boomer bust aspect of baseball. And maybe that's fine. That's fine. I may sound old. I don't care. I may like the old school game and the old school way of things in baseball, but that's fine. I can't stand it no more. I can't stand what baseball has become. It drives me nuts. The way baseball has become over the last decade. I mean, I even feel it on my side. I mean, I'll watch the playoffs. I like the playoffs because the playoffs are exciting because that's when actual baseball is played. And that's one thing, as a Cub fan, this is hysterical. As a diehard Cub fan, that's one thing that attracts me to the Chicago White Sox is because Tony La Russa is that old school type of manager where hits are contagious. You'll get your hits. And the White Sox hit the ball. And he brings back that old school way of baseball where, okay, a pitcher can still get me 5-6 innings. Let's gather up some hits. Let's do a sac fly. He still does a sacrifice bunt every once in a while. He brings back that old school mentality of baseball and gets runs across. The old school mentality of get them on, get them over, get them in. That's one thing that I like about Tony La Russa teams because that's one thing I like about the White Sox. I can say that, which makes my skin crawl, but that's one thing I like about that team. That's one reason why I like AJ Hinch and the Tigers. That's one reason I like the Houston Astros. They're a team that hits. Those teams hit. It's not the stuff that we're boom or bust and you're somehow, some way still making the playoffs or somehow, some way still in the hunt. Like the Yankees. The Yankees have a team full of DHs. So do the White Sox, but they still hit the ball. That's one reason why I like the Tampa Bay Rays because it's a team that just hits the snot out of the ball. The San Francisco Giants do it right. They play baseball. They play the game. I'm so sick of watching teams that are just on the, and I know I've been using this term a lot lately, but the struggle bus, like the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Cincinnati Reds, the Texas Rangers, the Arizona Diamondbacks. These teams suck. These teams are terrible because they allow them to be. Have a cap minimum. Have your team spend a certain amount of money. It's not like these owners aren't making money hand over fist. And this is why we're in the situation that we're in. That's why we're delayed 2 weeks now on baseball. It's the whole thing between Manfred and the MLB and the MLBPA is honestly, it's laughable to a point where it's making me angry. And I've been pissed off about it. I knew this was going to happen this year. We all knew it was going to happen this year. They had plenty of months to do this, to figure out a new CBA, and they waited to the last minute. Now it's the fans that are paying for it. The fans. Guys like me, guys like you out there that like baseball, who like going to the game, who like taking their wives or their kids or their family or their dad, or, they like going to the game and spending time with your family or your buddies and having a few beers and doing that. We're the ones that are paying for it now. And we're going to pay for it regardless because what now? Now they're going to hike up the ticket prices is what's going to happen. For a team that sucks, they're going to hike up the ticket prices because they're playing less games. So the owners have to make their money somehow. So what's going to happen? They're going to charge an extra $1 for a hot dog. They're going to charge an extra $5 for a ticket. They're going to charge an extra $1.50 for a beer. That's what we're going to see as baseball fans. I remember the very first Cub game I went to by myself as an adult, not an adult, but as a kid in high school. I paid $7 for a bleacher ticket. $7 for a bleacher ticket. Now, granted, it was when the Cubs were terrible, but I paid $7 for a bleacher ticket. And I had a fake ID, so I was paying $5 for beers. The last time I went to a Cub game, which I believe was last year, I took my mother-in-law. Her and I went on up to the Cub game. I paid $45 for parking. I paid $11 for a beer and $8 for a hot dog. I paid more for all of that than I did for the ticket. For both tickets. It's a travesty. That's how they get you. That's how they're gonna get you. So baseball's a joke, guys. Guys, we'll be right back. We have a couple more words from a couple of our sponsors. We're We're going to hit it pretty good with today in sports history, and we're pretty much going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys coming out with me tonight. It's been a lot of fun, but we'll be right back, guys. You guys hang tight.
My name is August O'Neill Doozer, and I am running for the 37th State Rep, which incorporates New Lenox, Mokina, Lockport, Frankfort, Orland, Tinley, and Homer Glen. I stand for pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, pro-education, pro-police, and pro-vets. I believe that we should have a card for the vets, and they could go for service at any hospital or facility in the state of Illinois because they deserve it. My father and grandfather were Chicago policemen, and you can see them on my website at www.deuser.us. I was a police officer, and I went back to school and became a teacher of students with emotional conditions. I have been on the front line for 30 years. We need to change the culture of politics in Illinois. If you elect me, I will do my best to change the culture. I have integrity going into the job and can't be persuaded to follow the status quo. Visit my website at www.deuser.us.
Hey, Susie, thanks for hooking me up with the FatMike markdown on my insurance rates at State Farm. This is awesome.
No, Mike. The FatMike markdown is not a real thing.
I don't believe that for a second. Let me repay you the favor and tell you and all my friends about the FatMike markdown.
Okay, well, that's just fine, considering that State Farm just gives everyone surprisingly great rates.
You heard it here first, folks. So give Susie Sheehan over at State Farm Agency a call and ask for the FatMike markdown. It's the best.
For the real deal, give us a call at 815-306-0184 or go to SusieSheehan.com to request a quote. My team at the Susie Sheehan Agency is here to help with all of your insurance needs for auto, home, and life, and we service Illinois and Indiana. Also, if you mention the FatMike markdown, $10 will be donated to a local charitable organization through our Quotes for Good program in your name. Remember, that's 815-306-0184 or SusieSheehan.com. Thanks so much.
Get on it, everybody.
Woo-hoo.
Real estate is hot right now, and you need an attorney to handle all of this. My guy, Mark Berardi, does this all day long. He's a straight shooter. There's no fancy language. He's just to the point. And he and his team get the deal done. There's no BS. He also does estate planning, trusts, wills, and power of attorney. He has great reviews up and down the board from a ton of happy clients. For him and his big team, they're all just down to earth and normal people as much as he is. You will not be disappointed you went with him. He's located in Homer Glen and New Lenox and handles real estate all over Illinois. There's no place too far, so give him a call today at 708-942-8030. Again, that's 708-942-8030, or look him up online at Mark Berardi and Associates. All right, and we're back. Thank you for holding on, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you again to our sponsors there, Susie Sheehan, August Doozer, and Mark Berardi and Associates. We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's what's going on between tonight and MLB and the NCAA and the Bulls, and it's all a big cluster mess that's making me unhappy. But one thing that does make me happy is I love going back in time. And if you guys know this segment, it's called Tish Today in Sports History. I love this segment. It's great. There's a lot of good ones this week. So you guys, here we go. Sports history, there are records that are made to stand the test of time, and there are records that are meant to be broken. From hits, home runs, wins, and steals, to goals and assists and gold medals, passing yards, touchdowns, to receptions, dunks, points, rebounds, all with the same ultimate goal. That ultimate goal is being a winner and being a champion. This is the day in sports history. All right, guys. Like I said, this week, today in sports history, there's a lot of cool ones that I found very, very interesting. So today in sports history, March 9th, in 1897, the MLB Cleveland Spiders signed Louis Sockalexis, a full-blooded Penobscot. He's a full-blooded Indian. Full-blooded Native American, which is pretty cool. And that same exact year, the Cleveland Spiders started calling the Cleveland Spiders the Cleveland Indians, and it became official in 1915. So that's pretty cool on how the Cleveland Indians got their name. Obviously, we all know now that the Cleveland Indians, formerly known, are now the Cleveland Guardians. But I thought that was pretty cool. In 1923, the NHL championship, which is the Stanley Cup, Montreal Canadiens outscored the Ottawa Senators 3-2. So there you go. That's cool. In 1936, this one was really cool. Turns down the Red in 1936 on March 9th, 1936. Babe Ruth turned down the Cincinnati Reds to make a comeback as a player. In 1946, Ted Williams was offered $500,000 to play in the Mexican Baseball League, and he refused. I thought that one was really cool since we were talking about Ted Williams a little bit tonight. There's a couple other ones here that are pretty cool. In 1972, on March 9th, all 31 players on the White Sox vote in favor of a strike if necessary. Whew, pretty crazy. In 1979, MLB Commissioner Bowie Kuhn orders baseball to give equal access to female reporters, which now changes the game for everybody, and it's for the better too, because there's a lot of great women reporters out there that I love covering baseball and covering all major league sports. In 1984, the Philadelphia 76ers blocked 20 Seattle Supersonic shots, tying an NBA regulation game record, which I thought that was pretty funny. 20 blocks in one game. That's pretty crazy. A lot of it is a lot of college basketball stuff, especially during this week for the tournaments, the SEC, the ACC. In 1985, the 26th SEC men's basketball tournament, Auburn beats Alabama 53-49. In 1986, the 33rd ACC men's basketball tournament, Duke beats Georgia Tech 68-67. We got a good one here is in 1991, Joe Dumars of the Detroit Pistons becomes the NBA free throw streak. It begins his NBA free throw streak of 62 games. In 1993, the Pittsburgh Penguins begin their record of 17 games in a row of winning, which is pretty crazy. In 1985, baseball awards MLB the franchise of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, which was pretty cool. I liked that one a lot too. And this is one of my favorites today. This is the one we're going to end it on because everything else, that one's okay. I guess we could talk about that one. On today, March 9th, in 2002, one of my favorite hockey players of all time, Joe Sakic, plays his 1,000th career game. I love Joe Sakic. It was the very first jersey outside of the Blackhawks that I've ever owned was a Joe Sakic Colorado Avalanche jersey. And in 2013, Bernard Hopkins defeats Tavorius Cloud to win the IBF light heavyweight title. So there's some pretty cool ones in there this week, guys, for on today in sports history. A lot of cool ones. I like the Ted Williams one. That was cool. Turning down $500,000 in 1942. Can you imagine $500,000? That's crazy. But guys, yeah, that's tonight's show. Thank you to all our sponsors. Our sponsors at Nick and Ivy and Paul and his wife Chrissy. We got over at Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We got Jonathan Durant at the Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, and him and his team. Megaplex and Game On Bar and Grill. August Doozer, Susie Sheehan, Mark Berardi Law. The Cupcakery Bakery. Guys, I'm telling you, if you guys ain't eating at that place, you guys are crazy. They have the best cakes and best little cupcakes ever. They're phenomenal. I love going to Nick and Ivy's and walking 2 doors down and eating like a 12-pack of cupcakes along with a 12-pack of beers I just drank. Makes in for a good day. Also, the Shack in downtown Lockport, guys, they have the best wings around. They are unbelievable. The grilled marinated wings from that place are seriously some of the best wings I've ever had in my life. They're phenomenal down there. But yeah, that's my show tonight, guys. I am out of here. The rest of the week, we got some good stuff going on. We got Bears fans with a brain back tomorrow night with Alan Bratcher, Warwick. Jesus, I'm all over the place now. We got the Bear fans with a brain back again tomorrow night with Alan Bratcher and his counterpart JB. That's going to be another great show. Make sure you guys are on with that. Warwick Holman as well. And then we also have on Saturday, we got Mike on the mic back. We have a new 3 Shots podcast dropping tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I don't know if you guys listened to their debut episode, but it's hysterical. You can find it on the Spotify. Just Spotify us, 1252 Sports. You'll run right into it, guys. We also have Jacob Charnow coming back on Sunday with David Schuster coming back Sunday night. And also our guy, Freddie Hubner, kicking off the week next week, getting everything ready to rock and roll for the tournament. I'm sure he's going to be talking a lot more beer as well. So on that note, guys, we are done. We are out of here. Make sure you tune in for the rest of the week. Go to our 1252 YouTube page, like and subscribe. Go all over the place. We miss you guys. We love you guys. You guys are great. I'm glad that you guys come and tune in every week because it's a lot of fun. And I'm glad that you guys download the show and listen on Spotify. Make sure that happens. Share it with your friends. Tell them how awesome we are over here. And keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. So we'll talk to you guys next week. I will see you guys next Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. I'm going to be working my butt off all week next week watching the NCAA tournament. So on that note, guys, I'm out of here. You guys have a great night. Stay tuned for the rest of the week of what 1252 is putting out, and we will talk to you guys then. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys next week. Later, guys. Thank you for listening to 1252 Sports Chicago.